shouldn't be hard to find.
Okay, so you want the letter not to wait for the address then?
Yeah, the only thing we might wait for is, Gary knows this other case.
I should be able to find out tomorrow morning.
That, he might have this.
Yeah, we might have
The
address
person that owns it.
Yeah,
I think it's a different one.
it might be.
I think it is. Almost seems like it was up on William.
Well, Terry White was complaining about the one that was behind him, but I honestly don't remember if it was directly behind him or on the other street, or the other side of the street behind him. Because if it was the one on the other side of the street behind him, it's the one you're talking about.
Yeah,
And
it is.
keep thinking that lady said it was number 57 or something was the house number.
Yeah, no,
But I've got it written down at
Yeah.
home in the
Okay.
appointment book, and
you can check it out.
I can get a hold of her and find out, and then let Lynn know, and we can add that, if the information's correct, we can add it to that letter when we send it to the health department.
Yeah, I didn't see any house number anywhere, or a mailbox or anything, so. Okay,
So, wait, so Tom moved, Gary seconded,
yeah,
is that all okay or not, about sending the letter?
yeah. So, all right, is there any other new business? Right now? I think we've already covered that, we gotta get the footers in, and we gotta get, some more ditching. There's one, I know that one up on Slater Road's pretty bad, because the guy's got corn in there yet. As soon as he gets dried out, he's gonna want in there, that's for sure.
Where's that out on Slater?
That's, Owen Hostetler.
Oh, okay.
It'd be,
I know where you're at, yeah.
east of his house. Yeah, got a cornfield in there. So what happened?
That was that one we put in just a few years ago.
Yeah, but see, we put two big pipes in driveways, east of him, big ones. And, I'll tell you what, it looks like them big pipes was all enough they could haul, just about took out that driveway of Owen. What it looked like. I didn't see it, but after looking at it, I'm thinking, no. It got washed out pretty bad, so maybe it was plugged up a little and, just run over the top. Okay, if there's any other new business, if not, we'll go into something else then. We'll talk to Michelle. You have anything?
I have two questions. First one is, well, since we already talked about cleanup, so when you collect everything, the scrap that you guys get is used to pay for the dumpsters, correct?
I'll
That we,
pay for it, sometimes it pays for it all, just depends on scrap price and volume we get.
so can you explain to me why Tim took a trailer full of goods to his house?
Well, because.
I don't know, that's why I'm asking. I don't wanna start
Yeah.
anything, I just wanna ask.
I can explain it real easy because he's an order,
Okay,
basically, and instead of throwing away, he says, I'll take this home, I can fix it.
okay. Well, all I'm thinking is
And
if
he
it's
was
money,
bringing back steel to put in the steel dumpster.
that's fine. My only question was, because if it's money that's being taken from the township, I just didn't think that was right, so that's why I wanted to ask. That's the
Yeah.
only reason I wanted to ask it, just so that it was out there and,
And we've always had a lot of residents that come in and grab something usable that somebody else wants.
oh, that's fine. I just wanted to
Yeah.
know, because it was a big trailer full, and I'm only asking
Yeah.
because the kid saw it.
Yeah, pretty
You know,
good.
And
Yeah,
then he
pretty
was
good.
like, that was my kegerator that I just took up there, and now it's 2 houses down.
Well, we couldn't send that anyway.
Well, he didn't know, which is fine. No, it was just a question, because it was on with
Yeah,
everything
that-
else.
That
and-
had the refrigerant in it, and yeah,
Yeah.
that couldn't go.
Which, no, that's fine, it was just a question, because it was on with, like I said, a lot more stuff, so
Okay,
it was
well,
just.
that's what happened, and like Gary said, we used to kid about one family that come in there, and they took home more than they brought in. But,
They did an exchange.
yeah.
One guy was there when we were unloading, and he was unloading the stove at work. And offered it to anybody that wanted it. All what he was supposed
We had the same thing happen with the drive.
They said it didn't take it.
Fine.
I throw it in the dumpster. They can use it, right?
And then the other question is what's the limit on trash and garbage and vehicles in yards? Because yesterday, we took a load of stone over to the house on 7, so we go down Kid. And I'm sorry, but when those houses are just full and the trash is now going across the road, something needs to be done.
Did a complaint to the,
And I don't, tell me where to do it, 'cause I'll do it. I mean, I don't have an issue, it's just
first complaint
disgusting.
goes to the zoning inspector, and hopefully we can get the health department involved, depending on how bad it is and what's going on, but it starts with the zoning inspector.
It's bad.
Yeah,
And like I said, it's going across the road into, I don't know if they own it or not, but it's going across the road into somebody else's lot.
That's on Kid Road,
Oh, yeah.
you know what house number's coming from?
There's,
There's 3 of them.
All
It's
three
gotta
of them?
be Coles, 'cause they.
It's all 3.
The first one after school,
That one's not as bad.
Probably had a big
It's
north
the next
wind.
2, yeah.
well, Cole owns the property on the other side of the road, is my
Yeah.
understanding.
yeah,
I
he
won't
does.
swear to that, but
He owns 5 acres on that site,
yeah, he's trashing both pieces of his property.
yeah.
And it's gross, I'm sorry, and it's close to the road, and it's disgusting. I don't care that it's a back road, it's disgusting, and if you want your yard to look like that, then fence it in so that nobody sees it, because that is just gross, I'm sorry. If somebody comes in our area and doesn't know it and they drive down, it looks bad.
Yeah, well,
And I'll write the complaint wherever it has to go,
I know
because,
about 10
All right,
years
hey, wait a
ago,
minute.
he was hauling a lot of scrap electronics, but I haven't seen anything moving out in a long time.
no, I see loads coming
I'll
down
give you
daily
a
down the road.
complaint form.
They come down the road daily.
This'll go to the zoning inspector. So, you fill it out, and you need a pen?
That's one right here.
Okay. You need and then,
Do I need to go get an address to
well,
put on, or do I
you
just,
should have it, but, I mean, we
The
can
house
try to
number
figure out
always
where it
makes it
is.
easier, whether it's zoning or health department.
okay, well, it won't be until, I'll have you, if you'll go down tomorrow, one of the
If you know the name of it, is it Coles?
Coles and whoever else lives there.
You
Different.
can
Yeah,
basically say, there's 3 places there, right?
yeah,
Well, you can write that down.
okay.
Yeah, he's got like literally a junkyard going on back there.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's even the little stream that's there, the creek, it's even going into that.
Yeah, 'cause when you're stripping them cars out, you're dumping it, various fluids on the ground and all that going on. It's all right.
Rich Sipper. Richardson.
Okay. Dane, what do you got?
I'm just here to,
Just come?
yeah.
So if you, all right, when you think of something later, you can bring it up. Danny?
The last time we were talking about, when you were talking about the road, then I asked you about that culvert from my place to the school, right in there, you were saying
Yeah.
that you were not gonna make a highway out of it, which
Yeah.
I understand. But, on that culvert, you were asking me how big it is.
Yeah, did you measure it?
Yeah, it's still an old clay culvert, and it's 24 inches, but it's half full.
Yeah.
And I looked through it, and, the other side, I don't know what's,
Is it clay or cast iron?
it looks to me like a clay one.
Okay.
Yeah, the other side, I don't know, was it from Hopkins when he was, doing the piling? Looks like a 4-foot piece or something that's pulled sideways.
Okay.
So you could see.
So it's kind of messed up on the end?
Yeah, yeah. And it looks like the culvert, from all the topsoil washing through.
So we'll probably end up changing it.
So from all the topsoil all washing through, it looks like it could come up a little bit because it's all washing into my pasture, which topsoil is not a bad thing. I mean,
Yeah.
what I'm saying is topsoil and it's on my pasture, so I'm not gonna complain about topsoil.
No, you got topsoil, you get water for the animals, that's all I'm saying.
So, no, that's all I got.
All right.
So, I just figured I'd give you an update on it because I measured it, and when I measured it, I was looking at it. When I got down, all the way down to the bottom of it, it measured 24 inches on the inside, and I was like, this thing is half full. So,
Yeah, there's a lot of them that way.
yeah.
Yeah, they collect, you know, especially if they're messed up a little bit on the ends, water don't run through as good as it should.
And from the school to the bridge, that is probably from the narrowest part of the road.
It is kinda narrow there, yeah.
Because then everybody gotta stop either up at the school or out and down on my driveway to let each, and if there's a stranger come through there, some of them don't realize and they go through and they get in the ditch. So I've seen that more than one time. Or,
Yeah.
so
Pull,
sometimes,
had to pull them out with your team?
not yet.
No? Alright, Paul?
Hey, is Tim Cheney supposed to attend these meetings?
It's an option he has.
It's an option, it's not in his job requirement, it's just an option. Okay.
Yep. Greg?
Yes, sir. I was just checking, there's quite a hole developing on the road right out in front of my place towards the stop sign down there. Well, right off my patio, basically. We get quite a bit of traffic with big trucks that are eating it up pretty good.
Okay.
And then over there, every time it rains, it fills up and then it seems to wash out, and I put it back in and it dries out and it
Okay.
hangs in there a little bit. They need some kind of a hot patch or whatever you use.
It's right in the edge of the pavement, huh?
Yeah, it's right on the edge there between my patio and the stop sign. It's pretty easy to see.
Alright.
But it's going bad there, and I don't know if there's any more up through there, but that spot in particular, there was a truck was sitting there, and it had some sort of brake fluid leak or something, and it broke down, and it was leaking, and it eroded it, you know what I
Oh,
mean?
probably
So
ate
it
up the blacktop,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what happened, you know, so it needs some kind of help there.
Okay.
Hey, I had something else when Greg
That's all I was thinking about for a minute, thank you.
Okay.
Was anything that Greg said need any work or whatever?
Yeah,
I was
We've got
distracted.
cold
It's patching, cold patching,
A little cold patch. would be
Where is
great.
that?
Mill Street.
Dylan,
South end of Mill Street where we're talking about.
No,
No,
322.
322.
Oh, excuse me, yeah, right at the top of the street, right.
Okay.
Just look for the orange barrel.
Yeah, which is saving lives right now. I had to call the state, ask them when there's someone been driving it. Oh,
Yeah.
that's right there.
Hold
That's
it there.
supposed to be on their list of things to do, but I have no time for it.
Okay, that's it then?
Yep.
Sean?
I, can I say something real quick? Hey, when Lynn, put her resignation in, she gave us a letter that, or an ad that Pierpont used for a fiscal officer.
Yeah.
Are we gonna interview for a new fiscal officer?
We're not sure yet.
Okay.
I mean, I know we did before. We had 11 or 12 people apply for
No,
her job.
I think that's probably a good idea to at least.
And, but we're also looking at some other people that ran for the office. So, that's what we're doing right now.
I have to say something, I cannot be silent here. Tim's job description, and I've told the trustees this in the past, says he's required to attend every meeting. And if he had been attending every meeting these last few years, there would have been a lot fewer headaches for this job.
Well, but we used to pay him too.
Yeah, of course,
We paid him for 2 hours extra.
of course.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously.
You know what?
More
You know,
money's
I'll tell you
important,
what.
cause he hasn't turned in a time sheet.
I'll have a couple of things to say about that. I don't blame him for not coming. He's not gonna come here and get roasted.
Well, no one's roasting him, I was.
Yeah, well, some of these guys get carried away.
You know,
John, you have something?
No.
Mr. Levitt? Or Mrs.?
I just wondered about that, the Family Dollar, is that coming or not?
We think it is.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, they've
They
been
bought the property and they've surveyed,
surveying and everything.
okay. I just hadn't heard.
not gonna
anymore.
happen overnight,
I just hadn't heard
and-
anymore, so I wondered.
I think they're getting the one in Kinsman done first, cause they got that
it's a,
building
it's a
knocked
dollar,
out.
it's a Dollar Tree Family Dollar.
Yeah, we're all that now.
Yeah, it's not a Dollar General.
Right,
One of the
Family Dollar.
dollar
Mhm.
stores.
Family Dollar Tree, I think
Family
is
Dollar
how
Tree,
they
yeah,
say
because
it.
Dollar Tree owns Family Dollar.
Oh, do you?
So you're like one big giant conglomerate.
I'll tell you what, I'll make a copy of this.
You know, this area was.
So you got it.
Anyway, my day
Get that to her.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
difference-
Ours is, we missed the,
Yeah.
one around the corner, out of the
Yeah,